Okay, so we're going to go over each roster and we're going to talk about what's going on this split so all of you aren't too confused. Splice, World Champions, Season 5, Cyclone, Aurora, Moswell, Sino, and Divius. I hate this, by the way. Whoever decided not to expand this another fucking 2 inches each way and put a scrolling bar here is a fucking moron. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it was the owner. I don't care if it was Cooper. I don't care if it was Hinduman. I don't care if it was Ajax. Whoever the fuck designed the site and decided to put this on here is actually a moron. Like, that alone should have that person not be doing this job anymore. That is, like, they should not do this job. They obviously are not good enough to do this job. Okay. Anyway. Splice, that's a roster. Same team, same org, nothing new. They re-signed with the same people. Of course they would. Then you got E United, who is no longer E United. There's no more PBM. There's no more anybody. They all left. New team. You got Vedium, Callus, Big Man Tings, Ice Baby, and Benji. So essentially, Benji's sticky with E United. Vedium's back with E United. So they've played together. Then you're bringing in Callus and Ice Baby from old rival team. And then you got Big Man Tings. Strong. I think Vedium will probably do very well with this team with Callus. The only like what if is, was rivals players individually good or were they only good in that environment? So essentially everyone expects Ice and Callus to still be beast mode. That's what I think. But at the same time, who knows? They could be a flop being on a new team. There's a whole new environment. I'd honestly say there's no true leader on this team. So that's gonna be interesting to see. I mean, that doesn't mean like shot calling. I just mean like team atmosphere aspect. So that'll be interesting. To see how that develops and them living together. This is like my team that if they play as well as they can, they'll be like a top 3. Like I expect them to be second or third and be kind of like the outliers that people are forgetting. So there you go. United, Space Station, same team. Barracuda, Jeff, Veninu, Andinster, and Aquarius. Nothing changed there at all. SK Gaming is old trifecta. Same roster, just moved to SK Gaming. Zatman, Neil, Paul, Sam, and Scary D. But Scary D is no longer Scary D. Scary D is Bel Air 3 or III or the 3rd or something. I don't really know. A yikes for me for the branding. Trifecta. This is team I'm on. A whole new team. You got Wowie coming up from SML. You have Ionic coming back from a year off. You have Lasbra coming up from European SML as a jungler, moving to mid. You have me playing jungle, and you have Ducky coming over from SK Gaming to solo. Then we got the Pittsburgh Knights, new org, and this is the super team that everyone, they're going to be the best. It's the fucking Warriors of the SPL. The Golden State Warriors of the SPL. You've got Vote, ADC, Emilzy support, Zeros mid, adapting jungle, and Deathwalker solo. Essentially, arguably best player in the role at the time, arguably best player in the role at the time. Mid is a super lacking role, so Zeros is one of the top 2. Not any shots to him, just mid is super fucking lacking right now. You got Emilzy, one of the best supports, at least people argue it, and then Vote has been playing very well, one of the best ADCs. All on the same team. You pretty much put them in Splice up at the top right now. That's how it's going to be. And it's kind of just how Season 6 plays out. We'll see. Renegades, another new team, all EU. Funballer ADC, Raffer support, Dardas mid, Cherio, jungle, Nika solo. So Cherio will no longer have ping issues. So he either pops off and is as good as everyone's been saying for 3 years, or it's all a lie and the ping isn't the issue and he doesn't. That's like, I think he runs this team. I think Cherio is the soul, like everything about this team, whether they're good or not. Everything revolves around him. Nika's pretty good. Dardas will probably be the weaker player on the team. You got Raffer's going to do his thing. Funball's going to do his thing. This team revolves around Cherio. If something just doesn't work out for him, that whole team is fucked. Rival, new roster with PBM support, Arkle ADC, Panda Cat moving from ADC to mid, Captain Twig jungling, and Fino K solo. So this is the other team that you look at and you expect stuff to potentially be there. But with Panda Cat moving to mid, which is just blows my fucking mind. Like I said, mid's lacking. So it's kind of Doesn't blow my mind, but at the same time, I don't think he should be moving to mid. You bring over Fine OK. You have Twig playing with fucking NA players. You have Arkle moving on from all his other teams to a whole new team. It's got a lot of potential, and it's whether or not they fucking come through or not, whether they play well together. Then you've got Dignitas. They picked up Ataraxia. They kept Trix Tank. They picked up Hurlwind. They picked up or kept Kikuvo, and they have Variety. So Hurlwind on an all EU team. See if Hurlwind pops off and stands out for NA or not with that team. I don't know. I think this team will also be pretty good. I think this is more of like your middle of the pack team right now, and I think that's probably where they'll be. Could be wrong. We'll see. Then you have LG, which is Joshi, ADC. He was on Lasbra's SML team as the ADC. Kiki moving over from solo to support again. You have Oceans coming in and playing mid. You have Mollis coming up from SML. And you have Zalia moving over to their team in the solo lane. Whole rosters. If you look at the mids, so you look at Hunters. Hunters are strong pretty much all the way through. Straightforward. Joshy's new, but he'll do his thing. Guardians are strong all the way through. Eonix, the only one that hasn't played in a bit, and then you have Kiki moving over. I don't think Kiki will be one of the best supports in the league at all. I think he's way better solo, but I think he'll do just fine in that role, and I don't think they'll win or lose because of him. Mid, this is where it's weak. You've got Moswall, solid. Beninu, inconsistent but solid. Paul, one of the current best mids. Lasbra coming out over the jungle into mid. Zeros, probably the number one mid right now. You have Dardes playing mid. You have Pandacat moving to mid. You have Hurlwind playing mid still. You have Oceans coming up and playing mid. So essentially you have Moswall, Beninu, Paul, Zeros, and Hurlwind as like your consistent mids with a whole bunch of people that are big question marks. Mid is going to be potentially a yikes role this year, and it's kind of strange. I mean, you lose 4 mids. You lose Baskin, you lose Yamin, you lose Pretty Prime, you lose Wolfie. Makes things very strange for the role and kind of what to expect, to be honest. And then jungle, you have same fucking junglers. Mollis coming up and me staying in. Mask and Scream both quit and are playing minor league or not playing at all. So you lost 2 of the top like 5 junglers, which caused me to stay in the league and Mollis to move up, which I don't know. I'm interested in how all of the season plays out for junglers and how the meta changes to see who is actually a top jungler in season 6. There's your rosters. If I were to place the rosters in any order, I'd keep Splice at number 1. I would put Pittsburgh at number 2 to start, but we'll see how they are once they move and live together and shit. I would put E United at number 3. I would put Rival at number 4. I would put SSG at number 5. This is for the start. I would put Renegades at number 6. Us at number 7. Hold on. Where the fuck? Yeah, us at number 7. Fucking LG at number 8, right? And then who else? No, what? I fucked up my numbers so bad right there. Splice number 1. Fucking Knights number 2. United number 3. Rival number 4. Space Station number 5. Renegades number 6. SK is weird because I kind of think they might have just had a pop-off season and they might not stay popping off. And they didn't make any changes, so they're not going to have a honeymoon phase at the start. So I think they're going to be building back up to where they were last season. They'll probably have a weak start into a better mid, into a strong end of the year. So I'm going to put them at number 7 for right now, I believe. I kind of have to. Dig number 8, us number 9, Luminosity number 10.